Hi, this is Haishao Wang, and today we are going to talk about the routing oranges, which is a really classic breadth-first search problems. Let's go through the prompt. And there's a grade, and 0 represents the empty cell, and 1 is represents the fresh oranges, and 2 is represents rotten oranges. And every minute, any fresh oranges that is four directionally adjacent to a rotten oranges becomes rotans. And we're supposed to return the minimum number of the minutes that must elapse until no cell has fresh oranges. If it's impossible, we should return -1. And let's go through example 1 for better explanations. Here, 0, 0 is a rotten oranges. So in the first step, these two of the oranges will get rotten. And in the second step, these two oranges will get rotten. And in the third step, these oranges will get rotten because they are adjacent to this one. And in the end, the last fresh oranges will get be rotten. Um, Actually, there are two cases, common cases. The first one is that if there is no fresh oranges, which means that we should do nothing and just return 0. And the second common case is that if there is no rotten oranges, we should return -1 because it's impossible to get some fresh oranges to be rotten if there is no rotten oranges at all. So for the BFS, I will always use a queue. Use a queue to store the start node, and here the start node is the rotten oranges because we should change the fresh oranges that is adjacent to the rotten oranges. So the rotten oranges will be the start node in this case, and because we are supposed to keep track the number of the fresh oranges. So this is what I'm doing. Then we should get the shape of the plate and define our view, which is a V2. Um, then we just start enumerate every element in the grade, and if the grade ij is equal to 1, which means it's a fresh hundreds, which update is by +1, and else grade ij is equal to 2, we can just append to our queue. And here we should append to a position, which is a tuple. And then we just start to process the two count cases. The first one is that if there is no flash, so we can just return 0, and if the length of the view is equal to 0, which means that there's no rotan oranges, and just return -1. And then we can just start our BFS part. And I will use step to keep track um, the minutes of this process. And then so while the queue is not empty, we first get the size of the queue. And we every time we start before we start up our BFS, we should update it step by 1. And then we just enumerate every element of the in the queue. We should overlap of that. And here we try to check the neighbors of the element as ij. And my preference is that use this method like this ring 4. And I will use two arrays to denote. Let me explain. Um, yeah, so D can only be 0, 1, 2, 3. And if the D is equal to 0, which means that the move in X direction is 0 and in Y direction is 1, is 0, 1, which means that we should move right. Yeah. And for the second pair of the movement actually it moves down, and for the third one it's moved left, and for the fourth one it's moved top. So we can just get our new positions like that. I plus dxd and a plus dyd, and we just check whether it's in the boundary, and if yes, we just check, make sure that it's fresh oranges. We should -1 because that fresh oranges become rotten, and then we should update the grade to B2. And if the fresh is equal to 0, which means that we can just return the step, and if not, we can append the new rotten positions to our queue. And then after that, we should with the -1 because it's impossible. And for this part of the code, actually there are multiple methods that can approach this goal, and this is my preference. Yeah, you can choose the method you want. And this is actually a basic template of the BFS. And for several BFS functions, we can just change a little bit and solve other problems. So let's check this. But oh shit, is that flash? Oh, oh wait, what goes? Yeah, yeah, that's pretty much about these problems. Thanks for watching.